How do you
Well, I think,
respond to that?
yeah, I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about literal reading. First of all, are you really talking about reading the English literally? We know that the English is a translation and therefore an interpretation. Okay? So if you really want to read the Bible literally, learn Hebrew, learn Greek, learn Aramaic.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay? Secondly, usually when people talk about reading literally, they're casting doubts upon people who come to what they believe to be figurative or symbolic interpretations. Okay, and with that, I just go back to the question of what was the author's intention. And in fact, reading literally means we read it exactly as the author intended it. That's literal reading. Now, some people would read Genesis and say, when I read this literally, I hear all kinds of modern science. Well, are you thinking that's what the author intended? Now, sometimes they would say, well, that's what God intended. But wait a minute, God worked through these
Yeah,
authors,
yeah.
right? So we're back to methodology. But my commitment to literal reading is a commitment to the author's intentions, because that's what I'm accountable to. So I'm not going to read something allegorically or figuratively if I don't think the author meant it that way. If I do think the author meant it that way, I better be able to demonstrate how I come to the conclusion that the author meant it that way.
Hmm.
Oftentimes, what people end up thinking when they say they're reading literally is they're reading intuitively, which is a different thing altogether. Because our intuitions are modern, our intuitions are foreign to the biblical text. And so intuitive is not the same as literal, but most people who say they're reading literally are actually reading intuitively.